live. And here we are. We want to welcome this morning Don Miguel Ruiz Jr. with us from all the way from San Diego. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing?
Good. It's sunny there in San Diego.
It is. And with our version of cold, which is about 58 degrees or something like that, that's cool.
There you go.
We were just talking about how spoiled we are because it's 44 degrees and rainy and cold here. And so in San Antonio anyway.
But whatever the weather is and wherever you are, however you are, whoever you are, we're glad that you've tuned in with us this auspicious day. We're so honored to have Don Miguel with us today, sharing his love and wisdom, his warmth. If you have never had the pleasure to be in his presence before, you're in for a treat this morning. I know I am. Let me hold that. I consider this to be a real pleasure to be with you again, Don Miguel. Thank you.
Thank you. And it's been too long, and hopefully not so long again in the future.
Have fun memories of going to Celebration Circle for across all these years, and I look forward to being back there in person. And I'm enjoying being here with you at this very moment.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we're gonna let you go for a moment while we do some of our songs and poems, and then we'll be back shortly.
Come celebrate, gather together, come celebrate, one by one, come celebrate, now and forever, let us remember we are one. Come celebrate, join in a circle, come celebrate, side by side, come celebrate, now and forever, let us remember we are one. Celebrate, celebrate, come celebrate, 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 come celebrate, 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 come celebrate, 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 come celebrate, come celebrate, gather together, come celebrate, heart open wide, come celebrate, now and forever, let us remember we are one. We are one. We are one.
And as we celebrate our oneness, we also celebrate and honor the four directions. We honor Mother Earth, this place we are so blessed to call home. And we do this as if we're physically able to turn and face into the four directions as we chant, "O Great Spirit, Earth, Sun, Sky, and Sea, you are inside and all around me." And we'll chant that once for each of the four directions as we turn and face each direction. And then we'll finally sing it a fifth time for that divine within each one of us. So won't you join us as we begin by turning to the east, to the direction of the rising sun, to the new beginnings, and to the infinite possibilities.
Oh, Great Spirit, Earth, Sun, Sky, and Sea, you are inside and all around me.
And then we turn and we face the south, the direction of the noonday sun, of abundance, of well-being.
Oh, Great Spirit, Earth, Sun, Sky, and Sea, you are inside and all around.
And now we turn to the west. We open to the direction of the setting sun, letting go of the past, the opening to the mystery of what comes next.
Great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around me.
Then we face into the north, to the direction of midnight, into the direction of darkness and the challenges that are always present that call us to stand firm in this present moment.
Oh, Great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around me.
And then we turn within. We turn to the realm of spirit, to the divine, to the infinite now that is unfolding within us and around us.
Oh, Great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around me.
Oh, Holy One, Holy Wonder, we open our hearts to you in this moment. We open our hearts to the all and the everything that has been, that will be. We join with all of creation, with the two-leggeds and the four-leggeds, the winged ones, the ones that swim and crawl, with rocks, trees, grasses, the seas, the skies, the stars, the oceans, the rivers, with all of life. We affirm our oneness. We affirm we are one. Together, we are one. And once again, we are one. For this opportunity to live in this moment with awareness in our hearts, for this and so much more, as we honor and nurture the sacred in ourselves, each other, and all of creation, we say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And so it is.
As we prepare to light the light of conscious awareness with Don Miguel, I invite you to focus on lighting this little light of mine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, oh, oh. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. From the inside out, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, oh, oh. From the inside out, I'm gonna let it shine. From the inside out, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine all around the world. Sing it with me, here we go. All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. One more time, this little light of mine, feel the willingness to meet it. Yeah, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. One more time, what you gonna do? Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
You are shining bright today, I can tell. Today's poem is by William Stafford, and the title is A Ritual to Read to Each Other. If you don't know the kind of person I am, and I don't know the kind of person you are, a pattern that others made may prevail in the world, and following the wrong God home, we may miss our star. For there is many a small betrayal in the mind, a shrug that lets the fragile sequence break, sending with shouts the horrible errors of childhood, storming out to play through the broken dike. And as elephants parade, holding each elephant's tail, but if one wanders, the circus won't find the park. I call it cruel, and maybe the root of all cruelty to know what occurs, but not recognize the fact. And so I appeal to a voice, to something shadowy, a remote, important region in all who talk. Though we could fool each other, we should consider, lest the parade of our mutual life get lost in the dark. For it is important that awake people be awake, or a breaking line may discourage them back to sleep. The signals we give, yes, no, or maybe, it should be clear, because the darkness around us is deep. If you don't know the kind of person I am, and I don't know the kind of person you are, a pattern that others made may prevail in the world. And following the wrong God home, we may miss our star. Thank you, William Stafford.
It is important that awake people be awake, or a breaking line may discourage them back to sleep. That's what William Stafford wrote. Rumi wrote almost the same words 1,200 years earlier. The breeze at dawn has secrets to tell you. Don't go back to sleep. You must ask for what you really want. Don't go back to sleep. People keep going back and forth across the door sill where two worlds touch. Now the door is round and open. Don't go back to sleep. The sleep of body senses, seeking something new to feel. The sleep of your defenses, always hiding from what's real. The sleep of your deep hopelessness, trying to unlock the door. The sleep of endless hunger, always wanting more, more, more. Sleep at dawn has secrets to tell you. Don't go back to sleep. You must ask for what you really want. Don't go back to sleep. Don't go back to sleep.
Thank you, Rudy. Thank you, Rumi. Don't go back to sleep. And as we take this time now to breathe into this place, to bring our awareness to our breath, this time of communion, if we were together, we would share maybe the breaking of bread, but this is just a moment of recognizing this physical manifestation of our metaphysical oneness in the body. So I invite you, as we breathe together, to remember that we are literally all breathing in the same air. And as we do this, we will take 4 long, deep communal breaths together at the sound of the bowl. And I invite you to not just ingest the air, but to fully digest it, to take it into every cell and fiber of your being, to be mindful about each breath, with each breath. And as we exhale, then to release and let go of all that is past. And that allows us then to be more fully present in this moment. So together now we inhale, the sound of the bowl ringing 4 times. Again. Finally. As we breathe, we remember we are one. So it is.
And into this place of communal breath and a conscious awareness, we welcome our dear friend, Don Miguel Ruiz Jr., the Toltec Master of Transformation, a direct descendant from an ancient lineage of Toltec masters. His father is well known as the author of the 4 Agreements, and Don Miguel had a big legacy to live into and up to, but he's more than carried forth that task with an amazing heart and wisdom, but most of all, a great deal of love and kindness. Please join us in welcoming our good friend, Don Miguel Ruiz Jr.
Hello, good morning, everyone. How are you? Many blessings to you. Hello to Celebration Circle. Thank you once again for having me be a part of your community. After all these years, I always love coming back, even though it's virtually, to this beautiful community. In today's times, there's so much going on. The question is, how do I choose to engage the world? With so many things going on in the news, so many things going on in our personal life, so many things going on in our community, I realize that I can only give what I have. And that's all I can give. As the beautiful song that Rudy sang, Stay Awake, it reminded me of a little phrase. A moment of clarity without any action is just a thought that passes in the wind. But a moment of clarity followed by action becomes a pivotal moment in our life. It is that moment where we wake up and realize, look at what we've done. Like an alcoholic or drug addict that wakes up in the morning and has that minimal opportunity to see we have a choice. We have that terrible hangover, and we see that the only way to get rid of this headache is to go back to the cycle we know, which is, in the terms of an alcoholism, the hair of the dog, take another drink of beer and the headache will go away and the cycle will continue. That is a moment of clarity without any action that gets blown in the wind. But in that minimal opportunity where we see what we've created, what I've created, what I have created, I have a choice. I know what that path will look like if I do choose to take that drink or whatever it is that usually prolongs or punts this situation. Or I can make a change right here, right now. And I shift directions as I go into my detox, which is simply cleansing my body, and begin the steps in the process to heal relationship within myself, which allows me to heal the relationship with my community. A moment of clarity followed by action becomes a pivotal moment in our life. And like Rudy's song reminded me, stay awake. Honestly, it reminded me of what my brother Jose would say. He taught a story of a king, Mayan king with two jaguars. And later on, I heard the story, very similar story with the Cherokee version. And I'll tell you the Cherokee version because you might know it a bit better. It goes a little something like this. One day, a Cherokee grandfather takes his grandson to teach him the tradition of the family. They go up the hill. The grandfather starts a fire pit. And when the fire is good, and he feels good, he begins to share stories, legends, metaphors. He said to his grandson, inside of us, there live two wolves. One a wolf of love and compassion, the other one a wolf of hate and jealousy and selfishness. Both wolves live within us. The grandson hears this story, thinks about it, ponders about it, and eventually begins to ask, Grandfather, if I make them fight, which one will win? The grandfather looks at the grandson and answers, the one you feed. Well, the first time I heard this story, my natural answer, at least at the time felt natural, was, of course you feed the wolf of love and compassion. That's what we should do. Love is king. Love gives us life and joy. Everything is love. And then I became aware of what unconditional love is. Unconditional love is seeing the whole of who I am. Whereas conditional love only sees what it wants to see. Conditional love is the result of what we know in our tradition as domestication, a system of reward and punishment by which we model the behavior of an individual, where if we live up to the expectation, we're worthy of love. And if we don't live up to the expectation, we're worthy of the punishment. And since we're emotional beings, that reward feels like love, which feels like acceptance, and that punishment feels like rejection, is the way we've learned conditional love. I love you if you live up to my expectation. For example, myself. Hello, my name is Don Miguel Ruiz Jr. I don't take things personal. I don't make assumptions. I always do my best. I forgot the fourth agreement. Oh no! How can I call myself Don Miguel Ruiz Jr. if I don't know the four agreements? And there's the downward spiral of judging me for not living up to that image of perfection that is Don Miguel Ruiz Jr., who doesn't take things personal, doesn't make assumptions, always does his best, and is impeccable with his word. Thank you very much. If I live up to the expectation, I'm worthy of love. But if I fall short again, like forgetting the fifth agreement, be skeptical but learn to listen, here comes the downward spiral again, judging me, punishing me for not living up to that expectation. And at that moment, I'm corrupting the four agreements, and I'm using them as an instrument of my domestication. The telltale sign that we do that is judging myself for taking things personal, judging myself for making an assumption, judging myself for the rest of it. At that moment, I'm not practicing the four agreements. I'm practicing the four conditions of my personal freedom. It's the way we corrupt the Toltec tradition. It's the way we corrupt Deepak Chopra, Marianne Williamson, Jesus, Buddha, Siddhartha, Muhammad, psychiatry, psychology, Alcoholics Anonymous. We're so used to the cycle of domestication and conditioning that we will corrupt every beautiful tradition that has taught us how to embrace unconditional love, but we're so attached to conditional love that we will corrupt it in the way that I just corrupted the four agreements. That is the cycle. You have a moment of clarity and you see how you do it, but that's how you've always known, and you go back to judging myself for not being impeccable with my word or whatever. And here's the thing, I can't give what I do not have. So imagine my wife. She was born and raised in Salt Lake City, Utah. Honey, you're Mrs. Don Miguel Ruiz Jr. Now here's the four agreements. Read it. Honey, how embarrassing. You're taking things personally. You didn't read the book. Oh, honey, you're making assumptions. I only hang out with people who are impeccable with their own word. At that moment, I'm judging her for agreements she never made, but I'm forcing her to make the agreement through the judgment. And that's what judgment is, an instrument by which we implement that domestication, that condition. And we're only sharing with those people we love what we share with ourselves. And in this case, I'm calling it the four agreements, but I'm definitely not doing that. I'm practicing the four conditions, the four agreements, and the four conditions. So you have a moment of clarity. You have a moment of choice. What is unconditional love? It is the willingness to see myself as I am at this very moment. Let's say that love is an energy that it allows us to create a bond within ourselves and with other people. That beautiful energy that brings us together. Unconditional love is the willingness to see the whole of who I am. You can say, I get to see the whole of the yin and yang, the white and black with the little black and white dots come together to one form, but we're so used to being one is better than the other, and that one has to be this one, how we will corrupt it. Of course, we think we're feeding the wolf of love and compassion, but we really are feeding the wolf of hate and selfishness. To love yourself unconditionally is to be willing to see yourself, myself, as I am, as you are. At this very moment, I am the sum of every decision and every choice that I have ever made and has brought me here to this very moment. And at the same time, I'm the youngest I will ever be because I have my whole life ahead of me. How do I want to live it? How do I want to engage it? Because at this very moment, the only truth that is in this very moment, this person that is me being present. The past no longer exists. It only exists in my memory, and it probably didn't happen the way I think it happened. The past only exists in my mind, and the future only exists in my imagination. All the what ifs. But the only truth that doesn't need my mind, doesn't need me, is this present moment, the place where I'm able to express and engage. And to love myself unconditionally is to accept the whole of who I am. I am both the wolf of love and compassion, just as much as I am the wolf of hate and selfishness. And I've chosen to feed both. But the difference is, I will make them fight. The war ends with me. I accept myself just the way I am. To use the same metaphor again, is the equivalent of me saying this. Just like an alcoholic or a drug addict that goes to the meeting and says to everyone, hello, my name is so-and-so, and I'm an alcoholic or I'm a drug addict. Hello, my name is Miguel Ruiz Jr. And I do take things personal. I do make assumptions. Sometimes I'm not impeccable with my word. Sometimes I'm not skeptical at all. I buy a hook, line, and sinker. And sometimes I don't do my best. Just ask my wife. She is my witness. It is the moment where I stop pretending to be something I am not for the sake of someone else's judgment, including my own. This is who I am. I accept that shadow self as much as I accept that light self. I accept the whole of the yin and yang. And I can't give what I do not have. When I begin to heal the wounds that conditional love left in my heart, it comes with the permission. I give myself permission to heal. In fact, that's what I've learned all throughout these years. The main lesson I've learned throughout all these years of teaching is that we, as individuals, heal with our own permission. One of my favorite quotes comes from Eleanor Roosevelt, the First Lady, Franklin Roosevelt's wife. And she says this: no one can make me feel inferior without my consent. I love it. I love that expression. No one can make me feel inferior without my consent. I can also translate this to this point. No one can domesticate me without my consent. That includes me. Which means the best way to let go of conditional love is to forgive myself for ever saying yes to it in the first place. Forgive myself. Just like Jesus said on the cross, forgive them, Father, they do not know what they do. That is my most favorite lesson of Christ, because he sees the Roman, he sees the people, and they're all doing all this against him, all these vulgarity, all these things. And he realizes that they can't see beyond the tips of their noses because they're so attached to their beliefs, so attached to their domestication, that it blinds them and they do not know what they do. So then he says, Father, forgive them. They do not know what they do. The beautiful part of that act is that he's asking God to forgive, but Jesus already forgave. Imagine that, to forgive before God does. How beautiful is that? Well, forgive me, life. Forgive me, self. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't realize that I would keep saying yes to all those conditions, and I gave them permission to make me feel inferior. How do we give permission? By believing it, by saying yes. But in that moment of clarity, where we become aware of how we've used our own intent, our own yes and our own no to go against us, it is the moment where we have that choice. Do we keep going on that hair of the dog expression and continue the cycle, which is to simply continue this battle between making them fight, making these wolves fight? Or I choose to end the cycle. I accept myself just the way I am. And like I said before, I do take things personal. I stop pretending to be something I am not and accept myself for who I am. There, I accept the truth. The truth will set you free. But then I read the chapter on my father's book of what it is not to take things personal. And to me, just to put it simply, to not take things personal simply means to not assume responsibility for someone else's will. I only control to the tips of my fingers. You control to the tips of yours. I don't control your will. I don't control your perception. You do. And you in return don't control my perception nor my will. So we come together, we create this mutual respect of two individuals who say yes to one another. To not take things personal simply means to not assume responsibility for someone else's will or belief or actions. I respect their will just as much as I respect my own. And to love someone just as I love myself is to experience the consequences of my choices. I love myself that much. Like Uncle Ben told Peter Parker, with great power comes great responsibility. Well, to be able to have free will, to be able to say yes and no to the things I want to say yes and no to with a complete freedom of life, is understanding that life has all the right to say no to me. My no is just as powerful as my yes. And my yes is what gives power to my word, to my agreements. In fact, the word agreement simply is a word that represents the action of saying yes. So I accept that I take things personal. I become aware of how I take things personal, not to take things personal. Then I become aware of what triggers me to take things personal, which is completely seeing myself as I am at this very moment. What triggers me to domesticate someone else? Besides my father wearing pajamas in a restaurant or someone posting something on Facebook. I get to know my triggers. So when the time comes to make a choice, it looks like this. If I want to take it personal, I'm completely free to saying yes to it. I accept that side of me. I accept that side of the wolf. That wolf, I mean. But I've also read the book, I understand the concept, and I'm aware of how to say yes to not taking things personal. I'm free to say yes to both. That's what personal freedom is. I'm free to say yes to taking it personal and yes to not taking it personal. That's what personal freedom is. And in that awareness, I choose not to take it personal, only because I know that if I do take it personal, it comes with a hangover I don't want to experience. And that's how we begin to practice not taking things personal. And little by little, I become a man who doesn't take things personal because I put it into practice. But the cycle ends with me because I don't do it to live up to an image, a judgment. I do it because it's my will. And when I'm able to heal the wounds that the conditional love left in my heart, peace begins within me. Because once I heal those wounds, I no longer have a need to domesticate other people, including the ones I love, especially the ones I love. Because I'm no longer domesticating myself. And everyone's my equal, because at this very moment, we're all alive at the same time. We're all the sum of every decision we've ever made, and at the same time, we're the youngest we will ever be. We are alive, and at this very moment, we can make a choice to continue that cycle that brought us all that conditional love into our hearts. Or we make a choice to break that cycle by giving each other the permission to heal from all the wounds, all that conflict, all that misunderstanding. I am both the wolf of love and hate. I will feed both, but I will not make them fight. And when that peace comes to me, being the constant in every relationship, I become the constant opportunity for unconditional love in every relationship that I'm in, because I am that constant. And it all starts with me. I give myself that permission to heal. Like Rudy's song says, stay awake, because my love is alive. It exists because I'm alive. And I'm the source of that love in every relationship that I am in. And it's a joy to share the love of others to create something beautiful, a community. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miguel. The words that I know I am blessed to hear. And from the comments, I know others are as well. And so I'm going to just take a moment here to invite you to, each one of you, to join in a meditation, to feel yourself sitting just where you are, just as you are, and with your eyes closed or open. Won't you breathe deeply and breathe gently in your own way, at your own pace. Come to this moment of focusing on your heart, pulsing in the center of your chest. And feel this vibrant organ that's pumping precious life fluid throughout your body. And it's sending more than a gallon of blood pulsing through the 100,000 miles of blood vessels that flow through your body. And as astounding as this fact may be, it pales to the metaphysical resonance of your heart, vibrating at the core of who you truly are. And through every cell and fiber of your being. So I invite you now to rest in the words that Miguel has shared as we feed love and compassion. As we focus on unconditional love, moving in and through ourselves, each other, every relationship, every encounter. As we allow this unconditional love, as we see and accept the whole of who I am, the whole of who you are. Won't you see yourself as you are in this moment, perfect, whole, and complete? And maybe the monkey mind pops up and you hear the chatter of the wounds of the conditional love. Just allow that to heal. Allow yourself to accept the shadow and the light, the yin and the yang. As you rest in this moment of clarity. And maybe you bring words to mind. Maybe together we affirm, I accept myself just the way I am. Won't you repeat that with me? I accept myself just the way I am. And once again, I accept myself just the way I am. Won't you feel the whole of your being deeply connected to the all and the everything through love? And rest in the free flow of love, moving to you, through you, from you, as you. Feel yourself able to give and receive this unconditional love to everyone, every situation. And in the safety and the comfort of this space, You're invited to remember that there is nothing you need to do to create this, to make it happen. By merely focusing your attention in the moment of clarity, followed by action, that you are allowing it to happen. You are allowing love to move through you, to you, as you. So rest in this awareness and allow a blessing to be sent forth to all of creation. May all beings be blessed by our willingness to remember, to experience, and to express this awareness. We are one. And so it is. And so it shall be. So as we come back to this place, we give thanks for our time together, for our awareness.
In all things give thanks. In all things give thanks. 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 In all things give thanks. Won't you join me in singing this affirmation? In all things give thanks. In all things give thanks. 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 In all things give thanks. Give thanks for the gifts of life. The one light shines through all of creation with hands and hearts open wide. We lift our voices in celebration. In all things give thanks. In all things give thanks. 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 In all things give thanks. In all things give thanks. In all things give thanks.
So we lift up our offerings, we hold them up, we consciously place them into the offering basket, supporting the work of the circle. And giving can be done online through our website, or you can mail a check. There's Venmo and PayPal as well. So we hope you'll support the circle in allowing us to continue offering this unique brand of spirituality that we have, that we this creative approach to spirituality online for we don't know how long, but here we are. Who would have thought we'd still be here?
It's been a year already this month. No. Next month. No.
9 months, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're
It's
into it.
been a long time.
So support the work of the circle, and we invite you to share names and situations of those that you'd like included in the prayer circle. Not that we're trying to fix anyone or anything, but lifting up and holding up every name and situation in the light. And we lift up and all the gifts and the offerings, the names and situations, supporting each individual, each circumstance with love, unconditional love. And for this, we say, I give to you, O Spirit, as you have given to me, with heart wide open. Together, I give to you, O Spirit, as you have given to me, with heart wide open. And so it is. I have a few announcements to make. That just a reminder that Wednesday night meditation happens with Angel Santiago from 7:30 to 8 on Facebook, and hope you'll join him there for a midweek moment for yourself. Next Sunday, we're very excited. That's January 17th. Carrie Clack will be back. He is a columnist with the Express News, has spent time working at the King Center in Atlanta, and he will be part of our Dream Week celebration, supporting the work of Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream philosophy. And also we're really excited too to have Leanne Atherton, Austin musician, fabulous voice and spirit, coming to do her music. That's next Sunday, the 17th at 11 o'clock right here. And then just a reminder that the Celebration Circle is having its 29th birthday celebration. 29 years of Celebration Circle. And we're calling it Circle Sunrise, A New Dawn. And that will be on Saturday night, January 23rd from 7 to 8:30 Central Standard Time. And we've got lots of fun things planned, poetry and music from some favorites, and a magician, and tributes and toasts and blessings and invocations and circle stories. So join us. You will register and then receive the Zoom link, but there's no charge. You can make donations all day long if you'd like, but it's a free event. So you can register. I think Carl's posting the link there for that. And then I know someone asked about where to get Miguel's books, and the website is posted there, and you can check in with that. And he and Heather Ashamara have written a book together as well. So she's a long-time friend. So I think it must be time for a song. You gotta believe. What?
Only believe.
Believe.
All things are possible. Only believe. Only believe. Only believe. All things are possible. Only believe. Open your eyes, open your mind, and there is so much more to find. Open your ears, open your heart, and make a brand new start. Only believe.
Only believe.
Only believe.
Only believe.
All things are possible. Only believe. Only believe. Only believe. Only believe.
Only believe.
All things are possible.
Yeah.
Only believe. Hand in hand, side by side, we help each other open wide. By this we give and we receive. All things are possible as we believe. And nothing in the world is impossible. Everything can be. Here we go. Only believe. we help each other open wide. By this we give and we receive. We get to decide which wolf we will feed. Only believe.
Only believe.
Only believe.
Only believe.
All things are possible. Only believe. Sing it more. Only believe.
Only believe.
Only believe.
Only believe.
All things are possible. Only believe. All things are possible. Only believe.
So, oh, thank you for today, for sharing with us. I'm going to bring Miguel back. And there we go.
Thank you for the great energy you brought to the circle this morning, Don Miguel.
Thank you, Rudy. Thank you, Seth. Thank you so much for being and letting me be a part of this again.
Oh, it's
Big hugs and love, and enjoy the snow.
That'll, well, who knows?
Who knows? Everything is possible. Only believe. Well,
Only believe.
I do believe it's been a wonderful time visiting with you, and look forward to the next time. Blessings to you and your father, your brother, your loved ones, and peace be with you.
Yes.
Peace be with you too. Have fun. Enjoy everything in life. Don't take for granted those we love. Give them a whole big, huge, huge love hug.
And back to you as
We have
well.
it.
So we're going to close with our song, Love is the Only Power. Love is the only way. Watch our circle grow. So join us in singing that. You need to come in.
Love is the only power. Love is the only way. Love, 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 love. Watch our circle grow. The love is the only power. Love is the only way. Love, 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 love. Watch our circle grow. Here we go.
Thank you again.
Bid you peace.
We are grateful, so very grateful. And hope you have a safe journey back home whenever that is. And enjoy the rest of your time with your family. Thank you. So just remember that wherever you go, whatever you do, we love you.
We bless you. We see the light in you. Go in peace.
Go in peace. Bye.